So in this lesson, we're going to find the chord progression to some couple of songs. I'm going to share with you how I personally approach finding progression to these songs live in this video. And if you're a beginner and maybe you don't know how to find progressions to songs, you can actually observe the way I personally approach finding progression to these songs. And then you can use the same technique to find the chord progression to whichever song you want, maybe your favorite songs in church or thereabout, okay? So I divided the song examples we're going to use in this video into two broad categories. The first one are songs with instrumentals, while the second one has songs without instrumentals, okay? And the reason why I divided it into two broad categories because, sometimes in church, you might just be playing and a vocalist might just come up with a new song that you've never heard before. And at that situation, if you're an instrumentalist or let's say especially a keyboardist, you are still meant to find the progression to that song. You are meant to accompany that singer regardless, okay? And that's exactly why I divided the song example into two broad categories so that whichever situation you find yourself, you will still know how to find the progression to that particular song, okay? So with all that being said, let's get started with the ones with instrumentals and then we'll move to the ones without instrumentals, also known as acapellas, okay? So let's get started. So basically for the song with instrumentals, there are basically 5 ways I approach finding progression to songs with instrumentals. So the first thing I do is that I try to listen to the song first. I listen to the song, I internalize the song, I get comfortable with the rhythm, the harmony of the song. That's the first thing I do. The second thing I do is to try to find the key of that particular song on the piano, especially when I'm with my physical piano. If I'm not with a piano physically, there are other methods I use, but that one is not for this video. My main target in this video is actually when you are with a physical piano, how you can find the progression to a particular song. If you are not with a physical piano, your ears might need to be extremely trained for you to just be able to find the progression to that particular song without having access to a physical piano. But that's not for this video. I want to make the video as simple as possible and to target beginners, those who are new to find the progressions to songs. And after I know the key to the particular song, the third thing I do is I try to pay attention to what the bass player is doing. Okay, I listen to the bass notes because that's actually one of the secrets to finding progression to song. You pay attention to what the bass player is doing, and you do this by humming what you hear. Okay, so after figuring out what the bass player is doing by humming, then you try to find that sound you had on the piano. Okay, so wherever you hum, you try to find it on the piano. Okay, and then you build chords on those bass notes that you found on the piano. And those chords you built from the bass notes you found are actually what come together to form the chord progression of that particular song. Now, I know this might sound complicated, but it's actually very simple. We're going to do it together. I'm going to demonstrate how you can approach this technique in about 2 or 3 song examples, and then we move to the ones without instrumentals. Okay? So this is the first song I'm going to use, the one you can see on screen. So I'm going to play the song right now. We're going to use the steps I just taught you to find the progression to this song. So the first step, remember, is to do what? To listen to the song. We are listening to get comfortable with the rhythm, the harmony of the song. So let me play it right now. Okay. So I recommend you use headphones so that you hear the bars very well. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is the first part. You can listen to it as long as you want. You just get comfortable with the harmony of the song so that you can be able to find the chord progression of the song, okay? So this is the first step. We've listened to the song. So the next thing to do is to find the key. So actually, this is the second step I do most times. I know I've made a video in the past on this channel of how you can find key to song. I gave about 4 steps or 4 methods that I personally use. So I'm not going to stress about how you can find key to songs. I'm going to leave the video in the description box below. You can go check it out later on after watching this video, and you can use that technique to find the key to songs, okay? But if you already know how to find key to songs, you can actually skip this part. So just for the sake of beginners and those that have not watched the video, the easiest way you can use to find the key to any particular song is just to pick the last notes or the last word of the vocalist in maybe the chorus or the verse. So that last statement, the last word, you're going to hum it and then try to find it on the piano. And that's basically the key of that song most times, okay? Even though it doesn't work 100% of the time, it works most percentage of the time. So remember, we're in the second step to find the key to the song. So let's do that right now. So let me play it again. And we're going to look for the last note of the vocalist. And that's going to be the key of this particular song. So let me play the song again. Okay. Forever and ever. man. Okay, that's the last word. Amen, man, So let's try to find this sound on the piano. So I think I found the last note, which is this. That is B. Okay, so meaning we're in the key of B major scale. That is okay. So the key of B major. Okay. So now that we found the key, we're going to move to the third step. That is, we're going to try to pay attention to what the bass player is doing. We hum it and then try to find those bass notes on the piano. And remember, we found the key of the song, which is the key of B major. Okay, that's B major scale, which is this. Okay, so these are the notes that make up the B major scale. So finding the bass notes is going to be easier because it's going to actually be one of these notes we're holding. But the question is going to be which is which. How are we going to know which one is the bass note? Okay, so that's why we're going to listen to what the bass player is doing, and then we try to find out which note is playing from all these options of notes. Okay, and we're going to use those bass notes to get the progression of the song. Okay, we're going to do it together. Don't worry, you're going to understand better. I highly recommend you use good headsets so that you're going to hear the lower frequency better. So let me play the song right now and let's find the bass notes. Okay, I think I heard that. Power on. Listen to it again. You heard that. Power on. So remember, we've gotten the key already. So we know that this bass note I just got right now, that is is going to be one of these 7 notes in the B major scale. It's going to be one of these notes, okay? But we're going to use our ears to kind of figure out which of them works best, okay? Or which of them match what we are humming, okay? So it's going to be one of these notes. So let's find out. Okay, power on. Yeah, I think this is it. Let me try the lower octave. Okay, so this actually matches what I'm humming. Okay, so we found the first bass note. Okay, power one. Okay, so let's proceed and find the next one. So, okay. I heard that. Belong to the Okay, I had Listen to it again. Okay. Let's try to find it. So let me run through the B major scale. Okay. This sounds similar to what I'm humming. So we've gotten the second. The first one we got is this. Power and belong to the second one we got is okay, so we've gotten the second bass note. So let's keep proceeding for as long as we can. So I had something like that's after this one we got. I had listen to it again. Okay, you heard that. So let's try to find it. The first one is okay, I think this sounds similar to what I'm humming. So so we've gotten this. So let's find the second one. Okay, I think I've gotten it. So the first one is which is this. That is the 6th note in the key of B. And the next one is the 2nd note in the key of B. Okay, so after this, what next are we going to hear? Let's play the song again. Okay. Yeah, this is it. So after we got that's the 5th note in the key of B. And let's see the next one. I think that's going to be the last one we're going to find for this particular song sample. So after we got that's the fifth note. So after this, what are we going to get next? Let's listen. Listen. I had that should be the one. Okay, we can see that. Like play. We've gotten it. So if you're actually taking notes, you see we've gotten some couple of bass notes. So the first one we got was this power run 1. Okay, this is the first note in the key of B. Belong to the second one we got is that's the 4. Then we add something like this, more or less like a passing note. Forever run. Then we play this, that's the 5. Amen. Back to 1. Okay, so we got 1, 4, then we got 6, 2, then 5, then 5 again, then 1. Okay, so at this point, we're going to be replacing each of the respective diatonic notes with their diatonic chords in the major scale. So we're in the key of B major scale, and this is the first note in the key of B. So we're going to replace this with the first chord. So this is the first note we got. We replace it with the first chord, which is a major chord. So in the key of B, this is the first chord. Okay, so let me use this higher octave. Okay, so instead of playing the first bass note we had, which is this, we're going to replace it with the chord, which is the chord 1. So first bass note, first chord. Okay, so we've gotten one of the chord in the progression. So if you pay attention again, you see the next note we got was the fourth note, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, which is this. And then we're going to replace again this fourth note with the respective diatonic chord. So we're going to replace the fourth note in the key of B with the fourth chord. And the fourth chord in B is naturally a major chord, which is E major chord. Okay, so this is the fourth chord in the key of B. Okay, so we've actually gotten 2 chords in the progression. The first one was this, power of minds, which is the chord 1, belong to the Lord. The second one is chord 4. Okay, you see that? So remember, the next thing we got was this, okay, 6, 2. We replace it with the chord also. This is the 6th chord in the key of B, and this is the second chord in the key of B. Okay, so it's actually your duty to actually go and learn all the diatonic chords and all the 12 keys. It's very important for chord progressions, okay? So very quickly, so that you understand better, let's quickly use the same technique to find the chord progression to this second song, and then we'll move to songs without instrumentals, okay? So let's listen to this song. We're going to use the same technique as the 5 steps I taught you right now to find the progression to this particular song, and then we'll move to the ones without instrumentals. So the first part is to listen to the song, and I'm going to skip that step. I don't want to make the video too long. You can listen to the song at your leisure time. After listening to the song, the next thing we're going to do, find the key to the song. Let me play the song, and let me find the key to the song.
Someone's knocking at your door. Can you hear him knocking?
Okay, the key is in B flat. Okay, so we're in the key of B flat. Actually, the technique I used to find the key is kind of different from the one I used in the last example. Remember I said I don't want to go deep into how you can find key to song. I've made a separate video. You can check it out in the description box. I went deeper into how you can find key, the various methods you can use to find key to songs. So I won't stress that in this video. So we find out that the key is in B flat. So now let me listen to what the bass player is doing. I'll hum it and try to find it on the piano. So let's go.
Can you hear him knocking?
Okay. Can you hear him? No. I had. So let me find it. So remember we're in the key of B flat this time around. So these are the notes we are interested in. That's the notes that make up the B flat major scale. Okay. So this time around, these are the notes we're interested in. Remember in the key of B, we were interested in these notes that make up the B major scale. But this time around, we're in the key of B flat. These are the notes that make up the B flat major scale. So let me listen to the first one again and try to find it among this group of notes. It's going to be one of these. Let's listen.
Knocking at your door.
Okay.
Can you hear him knocking?
That was the first note I had. So this is it, which is the 1 in the key of B flat. That's the first note in the key of B flat. So we've gotten the first bass note. Let's listen to the next one.
Can you hear him knocking? Can you?
I had Let me run through the scale. Yeah. Which is the 5th note in the key of B flat. So I've gotten, this is the first one I got, which is 1 in the key of B flat. And the next note, the next bass note I got is this in the key of B flat. So we've gotten 1, 5. Okay. So let's proceed.
Hear him knocking.
I had okay, that was the 2. So we've gotten 1, 5, then 2. Okay, so we've gotten 3 bass notes. I think let's listen to one more. It should remain about 1.
Can you hear him knocking?
So we got yeah, this is it, which is the 4th note in the key of B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that we found the bass note of the song, the final thing we're going to do is replace each of those bass notes with their respective diatonic chords in the key. So the first bass note we got was this. We're going to replace it with the respective chord, which is this in the key of B flat. This is the chord 1. The next bass note we got, remember, was this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is this. We're going to replace it with the 5, the chord 5 in B flat. The next one we got was this, the 2. So we're going to replace it with the second chord in B flat. And we're going to replace the last one, which is this. That was the 4th bass note. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to replace it with the 4th chord in B flat, which is this. Okay? So you can see we've gotten the chord progression to be 1, to the 5, to the 2, to the 4. Someone's knocking at the door. 2, 4. Someone is knocking at the door. You see that? Keep in mind that this technique works best whenever the bass player is playing a single note and not just playing around, maybe playing some runs and stuff like that. It works best whenever the bass player is playing more of single notes so that you can pick those bass notes. Alright, welcome to the next part of the video where we're going to find the chord progression to a cappellas, that is songs without instrumentals, okay? So let's get started with this first one. I'm going to first play the song. I'm going to try to find the progression, and I'm going to break down the technique I used in finding the progression, okay? So just before we get started, to be frank with you, this part actually requires some certain level of expertise, okay? That is, this stage will be easier for you if you've developed a trained ear over time. But nevertheless, I'm still going to try my best to make it as easy as possible so that even if you're a beginner, you'll still be able to scale through this, okay? So let me play the song first, and then I break down the technique I used to find the progression. So you can see I'm trying to actually get the key. So I think I've gotten the key to be D. So the song is in the key of D. Okay. So this is actually the key. There's a way I did it, but remember I said I'm not going to dive deeper into how to find key. It's going to make the video too long. I made a separate video in the past that I dive deeper into how you can find key to songs. I told you the link is in the description box below, so you can always go check it out after watching this video to know how to find key to songs. So after listening to the song, I picked out the tonic notes in the song and I found out that it's in the key of D. Okay, so the song was being sung in the key of D major scale. Okay, so you can see the first thing I did, I tried to find the key of the song, and I recommend you also implement the same technique whenever you're finding progression of the song or a cappella songs. You get the key first. It's very important because knowing the key alone saves you a lot of stress, and it just narrows down the possibility of getting the progression and the melodic line in the song. So now I know that the chords that are going to make up the chord progression of the song are most likely going to be from, this is my chord 1 in D, the 2, the 3, the 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1. Most often it's going to be within this chord. It's just the order that matters, okay? So now that I've found the key to be D, let's proceed with the song. So you can see the next thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to actually get the melodic line of the song on the piano. That is the lyrics of the song. I'm trying to play it with the piano. And remember, this is easier for me because I already know the key that the song is being sung on. I know that it's in the key of D, okay, which is this. So I know that the melody is going to fall within one of these notes in the scale. It's just the order that matters, okay? So I'm just using my ears to kind of fish out the melodic notes while the song was playing. So now that I kind of have a sense of what the melody is like, okay? Okay, now I kind of have a sense of idea. Even though I'm not getting it 100%, at least it's making sense. It's sounding like what the vocalists are singing. So now that I have idea of what the melody sounds like, this is actually where the game completely changes, okay? And this is actually the most important part. I'm now going to be using the matching chords to melody rule, which simply states that whatever chord you are going to use to harmonize a particular melodic note should most percentage of the time contain that melodic note, okay? So the melody I'm playing on my right hand, whatever chord I'm going to be using on my left hand to harmonize this should most percentage of the time contain the melody in the chord, okay? So for example, maybe I'm playing this, you can say this note, which is F sharp. So meaning any chord I'm playing on my left hand, when I mean any chord, I mean among the 7 diatonic chords in the key of D. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1, okay? So out of all these 7 chords, which among them contain the various melodic note I'm playing on my right hand? And that's actually the rule we are going to be using. So we're going to be playing chords. We can also play chords on both hands, both the right hand and the left hand. But the only thing is that on the right hand, the melody we're going to be playing, we're going to be keeping the melody as the highest notes in the chord, okay? Again, this is another topic for another video, but I don't want to make things complicated. So the key thing to note is that we're going to be playing the melody on our right hand, and then we're going to be using chords that contain those melodic notes on our left hand to harmonize that melody. And that's going to produce the chord progression of the song, okay? So let me demonstrate how I'm doing it for you so that you understand better. So let me do it practically. So I'll be using the melody to get the progression, something like this.
And we'll sit down by the river. Sit down by the river. Rapture, rapture. Let his renew. When you weep, know me in the morning, in the morning, in the morning. Smile away, smile away.
So you can actually see the magic of what I was doing. I was actually using the melody to get chords on my left hand to harmonize those melody, okay? And that produces the progression of the song. So let me do it very slowly and explain while I'm doing it. So I started from this. Remember, the melody goes like this. Look at these notes. So this is part of the notes in the D major scale. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this note is the third note in the key of D. And this is actually the fourth melodic line. That is. So meaning, we're going to ask ourselves, out of the 7 diatonic chords in the key of D, which are these, which of them contain this fourth melodic note? And I found out that the first chord in the key of D contain this. Look at this. This is F sharp, and this is also F sharp, the chord, okay? So this first melodic note is found in the first chord in the key of D, and that was why I used the first chord in this part, okay? Now, the third chord in the key of D, which is 1, 2, 3, which is this, you can see this chord also contains the note, which is F sharp, but I choose to use this because out of the 2 of them, this sounded better than this, okay? So it's up to you. It's actually a personal choice. Out of all the chords that contain that melody, there'll always be one that sounds best, and that's exactly what you're going to use. So you can do it by trying, by trial and error, okay? So what I actually do, instead of playing the chord in the basic triad voicing like this, I open the voicing, I spread out the voicing, and I play it in a power chord form. That is on my left hand. Okay. And also on my right hand, instead of just playing the melody with single notes, I also play the same chord I'm playing on my left hand, which is the first chord in the key of D, which is this. But I'm using this inversion, which is this, so that the melody, which is this, will be kept as the highest note in the chord. I just hope you understand what I'm saying. Instead of playing the first chord like this, I played it like this so that the melody, which is this, will be kept as the highest note in the chord. It's not compulsory you play it like this. You can just play the melody in single note form if that suits you and just play the chord on your right hand. But to just make it fuller, I'm playing chords on both hands, but on the right hand, I'm making the melody the highest note in the chord. Okay? All right, the next song sample we're going to try is going to be this. That is, we're going to listen to the song first. We try to find the key on the piano. We then listen to the melody. That is, we're going to use the melody to find the chords that make up the progression, okay? So we're going to do it together. So let's listen to the song, and we're going to use the melody of the song to find the progression using the matching chords to melody rule.
Oh, we love you, 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 Jesus.
Okay.
We love you, Lord. We
Love you, Lord.
Lord.
So I'm trying to get the key.
We love you, 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 Jesus. We love you, Lord. We love you.
Okay, so they're actually in the key of C. Okay, so we actually know the notes we are dealing with because we're going to be using the notes from the key of C. So these are the notes we are dealing with. Okay, so the melody note we are going to be getting next is going to fall within the note of the scale. It's going to be within these notes. Okay, and also in most cases, the chords that are going to make up the chord progression are going to be from the diatonic chords in the key of C because we found out that the key is C. Okay, so that's why it's very important to know the key. So these are the diatonic chords in the key of C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, so the chord that make up the progression will most likely be from one of these chords. So now that we've learned the key, let's try to figure out the melodic notes. And then we're going to use the matching chords to melody rule to match the chords, that's the diatonic chords, to each of the melody, okay? And we're going to use that to create the progression of the song. So let's listen again.
Oh, we love you, we love you, we love you.
So it's in the key of C.
We love you, Jesus. We love you, Lord. We love you, Lord. We love you, 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 Jesus. We love you, Lord.
Okay, so that's the melody.
We love you, Lord.
So that's the melody. So let's try to find the progression of the song from the melody. So the way you can find the melody is just by trial and error. Just use your ears. Since you know that it's going to be within the 7th note of the C major scale, you just use your ears and try to match what you're hearing. So we love you, 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 Jesus. We love you, Lord. No, sorry. We love you, Lord. We love you, Lord. So that's the melody. Okay. We love you, 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 Jesus. We love you, Lord. We love you, Lord. Okay. So now we're going to use the melody to find the chords. So remember the matching chords, the melody rule. We're going to use chords that contain the melody on the left hand. So let's implement that. We love you, we love you, we love you, we love you. Okay. So pam. So this is the melody, the first one. Okay, so this is the fourth note in the C major scale. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. So what chord in the scale among the 7 diatonic chords contain these notes? So we can experiment. So let's say the fourth chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth chord in the key of C, and the fourth chord contain F. Okay, this is F. It's found in the fourth chord. So meaning this is one option of chord that can harmonize this melody. So we can use it. We love you, 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 Jesus. Okay, it works. Let's try the second chord. 1, 2. Look at the second chord. It contains F also. So that means this is another option that can work. Let's try. We love you, we love you, we love. I don't actually like this voicing. Let me open up the voicing. But you see the second chord? Okay, you can see. So, will love you. The second chord also harmonizes it because it's also contain F. This F found in the chord. So is there any other chord that contain F? Let's try the seventh chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the seventh chord. It also contains F. So let's see if it's going to work. We'll love you, we'll love you, we'll love you, we'll love you. It's my work, yes, if you're playing something like jazz or thereabouts, but I don't think it works best in this particular situation. So I think the ones we're going to go with is either the second or the fourth chord, okay, because they contain this. So there are some other chords that might still work regardless whether they contain the melody or not. That's why I say you should use your ears, okay? So let's take it again from the beginning, from the two. One, we love you, Lord. Sorry, we love you, Lord. I can use the fifth chord. It contains D. Okay? So you can see we're just matching chords to melody. That is chords that contain the melody, and most percentage of the time is going to work perfectly fine.